big. Hey, Miss Ed. Nice to see you.
Your Emily is here.
Yeah, I requested her.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
We're gonna go in here.
All right.
We go get Emily.
I don't matter. I'm gonna wait for the leave. Hey, how you doing, Emily? Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna sit
Okay, so I'm just moving out of your way.
We don't need you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Miss Addie.
So you, Emily, you know Beverly.
I haven't met you. Hi.
She's
Beverly?
our Tuesday.
Okay.
You know, Jason.
Jason?
Yeah. How you doing?
Jason, I'm the one that walked Dakota out to the bus on Monday.
I would like to know
And put
who
him-
was here.
and- I'm the one that walked him out to the bus
Uh-huh.
and put him on the bus on Monday without his shoes. I didn't notice he didn't have his shoes on. They were at the gym door and I simply didn't notice it. I'm so sorry about that.
The point is that last year I got hotlined by you guys. I know that because he doesn't go anywhere. And then somebody called my pediatrician. My son's pediatrician asked personal questions, and the pediatrician confirmed it was from the school. So I've had problems in this school, and I haven't been bugging you guys. Have I called up this school? Have I been up here disrupting Dakota?
Jason, it sounds like what Beverly's saying, though, it was an honest mistake.
I know
I
it's an
know,
honest mistake, but would you guys hotline us? Would you hotline us if
I
we
did
did?
not- I did-
Would you hotline us if we did that to him? Yes, you're a mandatory reporter, right? I
would hope
can't
that they
hotline.
have
I
a-
can't hotline you guys. I can't hotline you guys, and you know it. I found that out yesterday.
Hey, Jason.
I'm holding people accountable because they would hold me accountable.
Okay, but for today though, for this meeting to be constructive, we need to, like, there might have been stuff that happened a year ago, but right now we need to talk about today.
Okay, well today is that I would have been hotlined. And you know I would have, wouldn't I? Is that a yes?
It's a 50-50.
I would have been hotlined. If I sent him to school and with snow and ice on the ground, I would have been hotline. I would expect that.
Probably.
No, I would be hotline. You're mandatory reporters.
Right. We have hard discussions before we hotline.
Maybe
Now,
so.
listen, also.
I'm more importantly, it's he's suffering and he can't talk.
Mhm.
He can't talk. I was in the hospital. I didn't have a chance to clear off my sidewalk. As I was being discharged, I found this out. I have congestive heart failure. I have a possible lung cancer. And I appreciate your apology, but I
That's why we're here.
will not harass you. I will not bug you guys at school. I don't, but I will speak up for him, just like I expect you guys to speak up for him.
That's your job, Jason, as a parent.
And I
that's
got to voice
rightfully
my
so.
disappointment in this, and I think overall you all generally do a good job of taking care of them. But I wanted somebody to be held accountable, and this is if this is the best way to hold somebody accountable, fine. But I realized this: we're held to a much higher standard as parents. We expect with special needs kids that people are going to err on the side of the kid.
That's why I wanted to apologize to you because I
You know how hard that, I'm on a medicine and it makes me emotional as it is. You know how hard it was to drive all the way home, rushing home to check to see my son. I took the time out when I wasn't even supposed to drive because my wife was scared of driving. I drove home just to see how my son was doing and see if and luckily, he's at a 2-year-old level, he doesn't know the difference. He won't know anything. But I tell you what, I've walked barefoot in snow before for a good cause. And I know how Dakota must have been on his feet. And I accept the apology, but I want you to realize how much excruciating pain, and he wouldn't be able to, he doesn't even know it. He doesn't even know it.
Well,
And I accept the apology, but I have to be disappointed in this. I have to be disappointed. And it's hard to forgive somebody and I'm going to try. But when I know that you guys would hold me to a higher standard and you'd hotline me. And it feels like that you guys know that you're above the law. You are the state.
well, I hope we don't think
There is
like
no
that.
agency to call to hold you guys accountable. I found that out. I was on the phone yesterday.
I think that if they felt that way, though, Jason, Beverly wouldn't be in here saying how truly sorry
I
she
know,
is.
but I
she's-
just want to let you know that
she works for a state
I
agency,
appreciate that. I
but
appreciate
she's a
that.
person, and
I
we all make
appreciate that.
mistakes.
But there's been stuff going on for the last 2 years, and especially on us. And I'm proud of my friends, but you guys I was shitted on last year. I called you guys about a problem with Dakota on the bus, got a hotline, and he doesn't go anywhere. Somebody called my pediatrician when I called you guys on another problem. Next thing you know, somebody called my pediatrician. What am I supposed to believe? When I don't even do nothing to you guys. All I want is Dakota to have life skills. And this is the only place I can take them. I'm on disability. Now, there was excuses made that his shoes were too narrow. No, they aren't. You know that. That's why it's hard to accept the apology, because immediately there were excuses. I put his shoes on every freaking morning, 90% of the time. I got those specifically to fit over his shoe steps, but knowing him and the shoe steps were kind of getting a bit big, I'm waiting on the state, the shoes to come back in because they came in a little too small, like size 3, and they need to be a 7.5, 8. So, I didn't. That's why it's hard to accept apologies, because there were excuses. Now, weren't they excuses?
Yeah, we made a mistake.
And
I told Jason.
now, mistake is admitting to it.
We admitted to it.
No, a mistake is admitting to it at the point in time when the mistake is not providing excuses. This was trying to cover up and put it on us.
I think they were just trying to let you know that.
They were trying to put it on us. The shoes were too narrow. They hurt the toes. They just had this much room in the toes. The shoes are flexible. Plus, they're big enough to fit over the shoe steps. Those are excuses. If I did that, you'd think of me as a poorly parent. Now, am I right?
I think that there were. If it were me and I worked here, I would be like, "Hey, Jason, Dakota doesn't have."
But
his
if it was
shoes
your
on."
child.
If it was ongoing, though, then I could see a hotline coming in. But if it was a one-time thing,
Oh, I understand
you
that.
know, like
This
that's-
part, I understand it. But it's not a one-time
ask.
thing with issues with the school.
okay. But I'm just saying, this is kind of a relationship. You know, you have a relationship with the school, and you can't bring. I mean, you can be upset about things that have
I
happened
can
in the
forgive.
past.
Did I have any hard feelings when I'm dealing with you this year?
But you can't bring it up every
Mhm.
single time. You know, we need to work through that. Okay.
I worked through it until I have problems with the school.
Okay, and then whenever that issue comes up, then we're going to work through that one. Like right now, we need to figure out Dakota didn't have his shoes on that day.
Well,
so what are the
what am I
steps that we're
supposed to
gonna-
do, Emily? If I bring up a concern, that's why I brought you here. And if I bring up a concern and then I get a hotline like I did last year, what
It's
am I
not-
supposed to do?
It's not an automatic thing, Jason, to hotline every single time. If it's an ongoing issue or like a serious case of concern for safety,
What I'm
then it's
saying
a
is I
hotline.
brought up a concern and I got hotlined last year. What I'm saying, if I would have brought up a concern to this year, how do I know that I wouldn't get hotline? Going by my past experience.
You don't know.
That's why I brought you.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, for today, we're here because Dakota didn't have his shoes.
And that's why
And so we
I'm
need to
highly
see-
upset, because I can't bring up concerns without being worried about being harassed with the school. I just can't, going by past experience. And I think I have a right to feel that way.
You do. But it's my turn to apologize to you because we put you in a really bad spot based on your health conditions and everything you're going
I was discharged. You know what? I was in AFib. And you know what? I have congestive heart failure. more than likely, I'm going to have open heart surgery sometime this year. I can't be there 100% for my son like I should be.
Mm-hmm.
I have to rely on my family
In the school.
and the school. And if was Miss Hattie here, with the fully staff, there was no excuse for those shoes not to be on.
You're right.
And there was no even, you know, I expect I would treat your kids better than mine, even though I treat my kids pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't raise my voice to kids, other kids. I wouldn't do anything. That's what I mean by that.
Right.
And I like hearing that apology. I'm not gonna bring up any more of this. I just want Dakota to have the best possible life skills.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need to worry about him at school. And right now I worry about him at school.
Okay.
You gave me a reason to worry about him at school.
What do you want us to do to leave that worry?
You know what? I'm just gonna have to do it on my own. I have to work through it.
Well, but the school can do things, Jason, that'll help ease your mind as a parent. Whenever you drop Dakota off here every day, they can do things.
Well,
to be
it was
like,
a failure on all
your-
parts. The bus driver should have noticed the shoes and should not have left the
Right.
building area.
You're right.
Shouldn't have let him off the bus at my home without shoes. Should have waited until somebody brought shoes.
You're right. I've already been in contact with the bus manager, so we're working through that too.
So you want the teachers to check, and then
It's not overly
Like how do you-
checking. It's just making sure you do your job.
Well, yeah.
Well, part of it is checking. I recreated a final checklist for the day.
Okay.
I'm just saying that it was a failure on all parts, and it wasn't just Beverly. Yeah, Beverly was responsible for walking him to the bus, but the bus
You're
driver failed him too. But they've been nice, and I didn't want to really blow
it's
that
a-
situation
it's
there
a
because it's been a
team.
good bus ride up
Right.
there.
Well, it's a team effort. I mean, I've already been in contact with the bus manager, and I'm going to be in contact with him again because you're right. Everybody failed to recognize the whole situation.
And the reason why I'm upset is because I know I would have been hotlined. Possibly my kid could have been taken away after the investigation because that is neglect.
Mhm.
By my definition, that's the neglect.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm upset, because I'm held to a different accountability than you all.
And it's okay to be upset, Jason.
And
But we gotta figure out a way.
I'm
to
going
do
to have
this
to
for
work, I'm
Dakota.
just telling you this right now. But everything that's going on, I'll work it out on my own, but I'm not going to come out here and be mean, or I'm going to be respectful, I'm going to be nice. But it's always going to be in the back of my head.
Well, we're going to do our best.
I always talk to you guys nice?
Mm-hmm. You do.
That's good.
You do.
But when it comes to Dakota, I'm going to be an advocate, and I'm going to be a forceful advocate.
You are.
And sometimes I'll come across as a jerk,
Mhm.
because he can't speak.
Right. But we're going to do our best.
My wife is too upset to even deal with the school. Now I got to deal with the school one-on-one.
Well, yeah, Emily, she can help out too. I'm glad she's here.
I'll be
I
here.
did that. I
just
did
don't
that
want
on
you
purpose
to-
because
That's good.
I need somebody to keep me in check because I'm really upset because, and I appreciate you phone calling me when you were at home, and probably wasn't the opportunity time to do that with kids yelling in the background, but you did it anyway.
Mhm.
And I appreciate how well you took this sincere. And the reason why I called you is because at the time I did not know somebody was arriving with his shoes.
So did he get his shoes back?
Now he got his shoes, and
Beverly took the shoes to the house.
Okay, well that was one of my. I
Pretty
wondered,
quickly.
like, if he was, all
I
weekend without
apologize to
shoes.
the bus personnel because I didn't realize his shoes were on, and I said I will bring them right now, and I did.
I appreciate that, but
And I apologize to your daughter as well.
yeah, but the excuse after doing a make a mistake, you never make an excuse on making a mistake. You just say own up to it, and don't say but the shoes are too narrow when they're not.
Right.
That's to me that's fake.
Mhm.
That's trying to put it on me as a parent.
Mhm.
That's just me.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel. I think people would feel that way too.
Mhm.
But I just wanted to let you know that
Those are honest feelings to have.
I'm probably going to have another advocate come on board, disability lawyer,
Okay.
for now on, and disability rights, because I've had too many issues.
Okay.
I think it's time to protect me and my son
Okay.
and everything. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time that whenever I do as soon as I get through this agency and applying and all that, when I have my IEPs, I'll have an disability advocate with me too.
Okay.
I think that's good though. The more people you have
Yeah.
on your team, the better,
Yeah.
because that's more perspectives.
Um,
And
I should have done this earlier when I first enrolled Dakota in school, but you know, and overall I believe he's relatively safe in this school.
Mm-hmm. Well, my question is from August to now.
I have had no problems. I have no
Right.
concerns and no
Okay.
worries. I would not worry about his safety, but now I'll probably have to worry about his safety.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to make sure that you don't have to as much because you've got to take care of yourself.
Well, I can't take care of myself while I'm worrying about my son, and I think I have to work on that on my own. I don't need.
Right.
As long as you guys go through this checklist and follow up with your plans and all that, then that's good for Dakota.
It is.
does that make you feel better, Jason? Knowing
Not
that there's
really,
a
because I know
checklist
that
in
I'm
place?
held to a different accountability. I'm held to a different accountability as a parent, and that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be seeking changes in laws
Mm-hmm.
with the state school and find where they can have an agency over them, because there's been too many incidents over other state schools in the last 2 years and everything. And I'm not saying Beverly would abuse or willfully neglect my kid, but you know, it's got to protect the people that can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just too many issues, and it saddens me as a parent that I have to worry about Dakota, because he's ambulatory. He's not in a wheelchair. You can't cover him up with a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I have been very conservative about his shoes as far as being on in the school,
Mm-hmm.
because technically he's gotten a foot cut in this school before. Didn't he have a cut on his foot from being barefoot? You see, it's ongoing issues.
Does he take his shoes off a lot?
Oh yeah,
at
that's
home,
hard to
or-
keep him. It's hard to keep him on, ain't it, Beverly?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if
Yeah.
that's
Even with sure steps on, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's a sensory issue.
Right.
It's
so
just-
if that's a sense, I don't know how much.
there's nothing much you can do other than just
Yeah.
keep being persistent and putting it back on, and saying no. It's not. You can't even say no to them. You got to redirect them. With autistic kids, you can't say really too much. You can say no when he's going to like a dangerous danger thing, but you just mainly redirect them, and hopefully they catch on to the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way autism training teaches you. You
Okay.
know,
I was just wondering if
that's behavior
If you did
training.
that a lot here.
See, I've been through autism parent training.
that's good.
So, and, but we're digressing. Hopefully I don't have to worry about, I don't have another phone call like that. Hopefully I don't get a phone call where, Jason, you forgot to, I change his pull-up every morning, wash him up, even after giving him a bath the next day. Because, I want to make sure I don't have no excuses. I even went to the developmental pediatrician, said the school has a problem with the way his knees look. And I said, she goes, all they are is calluses. They're going to look dirty.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it since he's a floor caller, other than put lotion on him or, bathe him, make sure he's clean. And she said basically, he looks clean to me.
And do you get calls like if there are concerns?
That would happen.
You guys
That happened
call
last
Jason,
year.
right?
That happened last year. That was one of the concerns for the hotline, that he was going to school with dirty knees. That's how I knew it was
Yeah.
the school.
Right.
They basically told on themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And guess what? It was found unfounded.
Yeah.
The hotlines, Jason, I know that they're like this big, I know that they can lead to things. all of us are in a position to be hotlined in some form of our life, whether we're a parent or an employee.
Not an employee of the state school. You can't hotline them.
Okay, but hear me out though, okay? It's kind of like my job as a service coordinator. So I can do a hotline, but it's called an apps. It's not the same thing, but I'm using that in this situation. So say if the state school wasn't doing something that I thought that they should be doing, I would do an apps, and that's basically me documenting that that here's the issue, they need to work on it, and let me know that it's been done. Okay, those are like our hotlines. A outside party is saying that here is a noticeable issue, at least what we see, and they need to either work on it or some different measures need to be taken.
Okay.
Like, we all can be hotlined in one form or another. So we need to that just makes us more mindful of what we're doing.
Yeah, but when I get a
like
hotline,
we know that we need to bathe every day.
There's a chance that it's not investigated right and my child could be taken away. I have more to lose.
Okay, but I'm just saying, okay, even I have 10 different ways I could be hotline today. And you know that every day. So you do the best that you can do, and if there is an issue, you talk with your team. You know, here is some problems that I'm seeing, and these are the ways that we need to work through it. Here's some helpful tips.
I appreciate the apology. I promise not to make any waves at the school and treat you guys with respect. I just hope that you guys do the same.
Do the same.
And that's
We will do the same.
That's nice, because you have to have a good relationship.
But I had to air out my feelings.
I'm glad you did.
And I gotta tell you something right now. If I have one more incident, I am gonna ask for a transfer to E.W. Thompson.
Okay.
That's a right as a parent, Jason, and everybody at this table,
That's fine.
they'll let you know that that's a right, and they won't try to discourage that or discredit it. We all try to do the best that we can
I
do.
have to go with what previously happened and everything, and I may be able to let go of the feeling, but it's always going to be in the back of my mind.
That's fine. But I told you you can call me anytime.
I don't feel comfortable calling you up when you're up at the school. At this school, to be honest with you, I don't. I've told you that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, and you know where I am most of the time, so you can call me anytime.
And I don't want Miss Hattie. I've been having a decent relationship with Miss Hattie, and I've been having a decent relationship with Beverly, and I think all of them have been relatively been treating Dakota good overall.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my disappointment in all this is that accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I'm held to a different accountability.
It sounds like, though, that they're making progress too.
Well, I know. Hopefully they hold themselves accountable.
They've Kurt's had discussions with everybody on the team and trying to make it better. So even though it's not
been in contact with a lot of people.
Yeah, so
Everybody's
being held accountable.
We're on a fixed income, and we're not going to have private services for him. We're not. We're not going to be like fathering autism, where he can afford all that stuff. We are the real autistic parents of America.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what you're saying.
I don't know if you're familiar with that YouTube channel, but this guy has his services provided to him at his home. He's that rich.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could provide that for Dakota.
Yeah,
That's
most of
only
us
2%.
aren't that way. So.
And I don't have private insurance, so I have to rely on state insurance. So you know how much they pay.
Yeah. Beverly's got to get back.
You can go, Beverly.
Is that okay?
Thank you for your apology.
I just wanted to apologize for that, Jason.
All right.
It was nice meeting you, Beverly. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for raising my voice and being disappointed, but I just feel differently, and I'm going to try to work through my feelings. But I'm not going to harass them. I'm just going to because Dakota Porch is better with peaceful environment.
But what I want to say is that he's made some really good progress.
Yes,
this
that's
year.
why I don't want to disturb it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want no contract. I don't want to disturb it. I don't want to change them from different schools or anything like that. But I will if it comes to a safety.
Right.
Well, can we give this a shot, Jason? And then if there are any concerns on both sides, we can
I
have
already
another
said that I'm going to
conversation.
treat them nicely.
Mhm.
I didn't say I was going to give them a shot. I said I was going to treat them nicely.
No, you know what I mean. Like, can we move forward and give
There
this
will be
plan?
no hard feelings and no me coming into a meeting with bitterness and bringing this up.
Okay.
I'll put it
Well,
that
and
way.
I'm saying though, like, say that we, in a month, you are still concerned about this. We can talk about that and come up with another game plan.
I'm
Just
not
this
gonna
is the
worry
plan
about-
for right now.
I'm not going to worry about it. All I expect is that he gets on the bus with shoes on. If he has them off during the bus ride, have them back on when he gets
Okay.
out. That's all I expect.
That's
That's
appropriate.
simple, ain't it?
Yeah, that's appropriate, and I think that everybody will be on board with that.
And realize this, that I realize that I'm held to a different accountability than you all, as far as the law.
Mhm.
But
And that
it
freaking
seems
sucks.
like he's doing his job though to keep the people
Oh, I'm not mad
with
at
him.
Kurt.
I know, but I'm just saying though, it seems like you were saying that they're above the law and not accountable. It seems like he is trying to make sure that everybody
Doesn't-
is accountable
Right.
and knows that this is an issue that needs to be addressed. So he's taking the steps to address it and make sure that it doesn't happen again. Because unfortunately stuff does happen, but he can make sure that it doesn't happen again or to anybody else. That doesn't disregard your feelings. It's
Well,
okay to be
Part
upset.
of it is that we have to take care of the little stuff all the time.
Well,
And that's
I'm
what
not
we try to
worried
do.
about like if he pinches or scratches himself. I know that's going to happen. That's why I don't go over his body.
Right.
You know, if I see a mark on there, I appreciate a note, but I'm going to assume that it was self-harm.
Mhm. Right.
You know, because look,
Mhm.
what do I have all over my hands?
Yeah. Right.
And I'm working with the Thompson Center on getting him more medicine on board, which I have done. I've adjusted his medicine. I'm doing my part. It's a hit and miss with him because he won't accept blood pressure cuffs.
Right.
If I could get him to get his blood pressure reading, I can get him on different medicines than what he is on.
Right.
And that's why I'm glad I got a blood pressure cuff at home now. And hopefully when he sees me do it and I don't scream and holler and all that,
Mhm.
he recognizes it won't hurt him. And maybe I can at least take that to his appointment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not
But-
even try it at home.
That goes for his behavior. As far as I need to know if his behavior has been outlandish. I know that we haven't done a behavioral sheet, but I need to know how many meltdowns he has. I need to document it so I can say, hey, this is what's happening at school.
Do
I'm
you
hoping
guys-
that's done.
Do you guys do like a communication book to say like how his
Yeah.
day's been?
So it does show meltdowns, right?
The communication book.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want us to start charting every little meltdown, we can.
No, I'm talking about a half hour to an hour meltdown. That's not
Oh.
little.
Well, we could record it in the book. That would be documentation.
Yeah, that's what all I want. It's the big
Okay.
ones. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So maybe just increase communication and
Okay.
but you just you know,
I mean,
you
I'll
guys
talk
have
to,
to
I'll talk to Hattie.
Any big self-harm problems? Big, I mean, like if it's
Yeah.
constant, you know,
Long, like, do you want like 15 to 30 minute
meltdown.
meltdowns?
I would say 30 minutes to an hour
Okay.
because of
Do you have those at home?
yeah, and I don't want temper tantrums on there because every kid has a temper tantrum. They need to recognize what a meltdown
Yeah.
is and a temper tantrum is. Meltdown is no known reason,
Mhm.
right? Would we agree that's the definition of a meltdown?
Yeah, well,
And a temper
it
tantrum
could have
can
a
lead.
reason. Yeah, it could go into that
Yeah.
long term.
Yeah. And my definition of when a temper tantrum turns into meltdown is time-wise. If it's 30 minutes or more, it was a temper tantrum that went into a
But we
meltdown.
can record it in the communication book.
But I need that so I can change the medicines on him if I can.
And that's not bugging Jason by wanting that information. That's just wanting to increase your communication. But you have to let them know what you want.
Mhm.
That way they know to
Right.
document it for you.
Right.
You know, I was a little leery coming up here and accepting this apology and all that. And the reason being is because I was brought up that if you turn the other cheek once, that's fine. You turn the other cheek, there's no other cheek to turn.
Mm-hmm. Then you have to turn the other one.
And it's already been hurt.
Yeah. No, the other ones.
No, don't do that. No.
I pass gas too much. So I can't
Oh
say
Lord, I'm in the wrong room. I don't think anybody here wants you to turn any cheeks, Jason. Okay. We just
Yeah.
gotta-
Tracy, you got 4 cheeks you're dealing with here.
I gotta be
Oh
careful.
my God,
Dakota
okay.
Dakota likes to yank on my pants, and I use the jogging pants because it's comfortable because I can lose weight. I lose
Right,
weight a lot
right.
and all that. So I have to be very careful when I'm around them. So sometimes I
Mhm.
use safety pins underneath the clothes.
Oh,
That way,
yeah.
hook to my shirt, so I know. Well,
Yeah, yeah. All right.
it's nothing like having him tug on your pants while you're in the middle of Walmart.
Right.
Oh goodness, thank you for the mental image. Okay.
So,
All right. Well, Jason, I
um,
appreciate you. Yeah.
I know, and I probably will be dealing with you guys for a long time on my own without my wife because my wife, she's been through different life experiences than me, and she
Well-
took a while to get over stuff.
Can you let me know about your health and what we need to do?
Oh, I'm pretty sure
differently?
there ain't nothing you can do that I already do on my own. I ask questions to get more help and all that
Okay.
as I need more help. We don't need no more help at home because
Okay.
when I'm down, I got my mom, my wife. I call her
Mhm.
my mom. I don't
Yeah.
know why. My wife and my daughter. My wife can direct the daughters what to do and everything, so everything's smooth.
Okay.
And we've been correcting. We've noticed sleep issues with him, and we
Mhm.
corrected that. And last night he had a full night's worth of sleep. So we're trying to. When he's like a baby. When he gets off schedule,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard as heck to put him back on schedule.
Right.
So, so even when he has lack of sleep, I expect him to go to school. You know,
Yeah.
the reason being is because if he coordinates, if I stay up, I can get out of school.
I was awake at 3:30 today, so.
I was up at 2 in the recliner having to be quiet so I didn't disturb the patient. So imagine me not being able to do nothing.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. No. You just had it in no. I'm right here. Make sure you tell Miss Patty thank you for being with teacher, okay?
Okay, I will.
So that way she doesn't
went to
think
go
that,
get lunches.
the other way she doesn't think none of this involved with her, okay?
Okay.
831.
I was hoping it should be for her, but it's put out lunch.
They're going to eat lunch at 12.
Can you
Patty
have them
went-
delay the medicine until if they get a snack in the afternoon because you have this medicine a little late in the morning?
Okay, all right.
I don't want to get it all
Delay it a
together.
little bit.
Yeah, delay it a little bit.
Okay.
It's nice meeting you again.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm sorry I acted that way, but I don't feel better at it because I know I would have been hotline.
That's why I want you to know that I get it.
And that's all I can
I've got 3 kids in school, and that's
And
why
when I
figured
found
would
out
do
that
it.
the state school, there's nobody above them, you can report to this agency that you have to turn, that got me concerned. And that needs to change.
Yeah.
Children's Division won't even investigate the state school.
Alright.
Yep.
But I just wanted you to, it sounds like they are taking the steps
Oh, I
to
know.
make sure it doesn't happen.
I know, but I have to protect myself legally.
Because
In
it
case
just
something happens, like if something else happens, I can say, hey, Emily was there, she can tell you what happened.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's good, that's all. And I wanted you to know the history behind the school and why we had problems. That's why I brought it up. I brought it up so everybody knows that I know what happened. And they didn't deny it in there, did they? I'm not worried about it. I'm not, like I told you, I won't be calling them unless it's something to do with the right skills. And I'm saying, you know, that.
Don't feel like you can't call him like that. You're
I call him and see if he's doing okay, but that's about the extent of my call.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to be disturbed.
Yeah.
It's hard for him to concentrate.
Yeah. Take care.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably do, but I'm not going to. I got most of the Christmas shopping done. Yep, all Dollar Tree items, that way I don't have to waste money.